Dude,
Start stream.
change the app sometime.
Alright, let's see. Alright, we are live. Sweet.
What's up, live?
We're back.
Hey, live, I'm Hank.
Hey, live.
Hey, live, I'm Carter.
Hey, live, I'm Hank. Hey, live, I'm Carter.
Dad jokes aside,
We crashed into Steve.
I don't know what time is the bacon home.
Dude, you know what I really want to happen to me sometime?
What's up?
I want to go up, and I'm still waiting for the day that someone says this to me, but I want to go up to a McDonald's or like some restaurant, and I want them to be like, I want them to be like, what can I get you? And then I want to say like, can I get a whatever I say, I don't know, but can I have this? And I request to have it, and I hope that they would like someday be like, no, you can't.
They just say no, you can't.
And it's never happened before. I wish it has.
It actually has happened to me
Desire
before.
is that?
I don't know. I just really wish it would happen someday. It would be so funny if I was like, "Can I have a cheeseburger?" And they're just like, "No."
Dude, that happened
Alright,
once.
see you later.
I went to I don't even remember where I was. I think I was at McDonald's, and I was like, "Hey, can I get a bagel?" And they were like, "No, we're not making that." I'm like, "What? How do you deny a customer like food like that?"
Wait. I'm just reading this message. Brandon B. Productions, stop using a device they could have recorded a broadcast. Oh, never mind. It was a computer who typed that.
So I guess
I gotta get to the live stream. I don't even know what the thumbnail for this sucker is. Don't spoil it.
I hope it's a dummy.
Oh, it's no funny. It's not. It's just a cool
Yeah.
thumbnail. Not a funny thumbnail. Just kidding. It's a good thumbnail.
We're gonna watch the burrito thing. I just want to see your reaction to the poison.
When the poison hits.
Yeah.
when the poison hits. Alright,
To
let's do a
seek
mission
and
here.
destroy
Kinda
and
like that.
find the others. Boo, 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 cha cha.
Dude, Hank's camera keeps messing up on the stream.
Yeah, it is.
It does.
It's like, you know, the computer's like having a hard time handling like everything at once. Because I got all these streams and I have
Dude,
like
I
a whole
can
bunch.
hear
of
your computer's fan.
Oh, that's not
just-
my computer. That's my PlayStation, dude.
Oh, that's your. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That makes
That's,
more sense. That sounds like a PlayStation 4 fan. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Here's the one thing I hope PS5 has a really quiet fan, because like the PS4 fan was like it got super loud.
Oh yeah.
It gets super loud. I really hope that the fan is super quiet.
I just found the screenshot. Oh my god. Oh.
Some of these costumes are cool, but some of them are really stupid. Like if you guys are watching the stream, you can like kind of see what I'm on. But like this, see, like this one's
That
cool.
looks like some weird thing.
I mean, like this one, I feel like at least somewhat looks like it's supposed to be Hawkeye, but like, what is this? Not this one. She's in like a unicorn hoodie there, but like, what the hell is this?
Well, that one I understand, but it's just not like that different, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like so much.
I mean, that is an issue I have with this game as well as Mortal Kombat 11, is that most of the skins just end up being recolors and not actually
Yeah.
like skins.
That just looked like Hit Girl. That one.
It kind of did
Hit Girl
actually.
does.
Alright, let's
Well,
make some
I guess it
people-
kind of looks like her from the second one more.
Yeah. Let's have Thor be a part of this mission. Let's get Iron Man and yeah, we'll get Black Widow. Because you know we gotta have that female empowerment, gentlemen.
Oh yeah.
No sexism here. Female empowerment, yo.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. Females.
All right, let's get this mission going. Yeah, we'll do the one shot. We'll do the third one.
Wow, 45 years old.
And guys, I'm super freaking tired.
Yeah, dude, we all are. Cause like
I've been yawning.
for the uninitiated in the stream.
Might I ask, Or do you have to be up at a certain hour?
No, luckily. Last time I totally forgot that I had to be up by 8. What?
Right here, Carter's.
Yeah.
Oh.
Probably won't help with Friday.
Carter, do you want to try and leave and come back?
Yeah.
Alright. Apologies for the technical difficulties in advance, but we are still, you know, kind of, you know, experimenting with some stream setups and getting the hang of it. Oh, whoa, she can teleport. Holy shit, I didn't even think of that ability. Yo, she got a freaking sword? Are you kidding me? Yo, this is wild. Yo.
Alright, why can't I see Brandon?
Dude, she can run?
Yeah, dude.
Brandon, can you turn the camera on?
It's on the stream. If I turn it on the Skype, it'll, like, mess up the playback feed.
Dude, she can jump.
Dude, she can teleport.
She's got a sword, are you kidding
I
me?
know, but she can also jump. That's even cooler. She can also run.
I'm gonna teleport over to this guy over here. Yo, this dude looks like a sentinel from Days of Future Past.
She can run, she can jump. What else can she not do?
No.
Can she, I don't know.
Yo. That's kind of sick. What is this one?
Dude, she actually has freaking powers, dude.
Dude, she's overpowered as hell, dude. Holy shit. Dude, I never take characters down like that in that quick a time.
Dude, a total of 3 times. The lightweight coffee drinker.
Dude, this is actually pretty cool. Alright, I'm with this right now. Okay.
Yo, my camera's still not on.
Alright, hang on. Nah, you're still, Nah, Carter, you're, you might want to join again.
Okay.
Yeah, let me pause this until Carter comes back for now.
Oh, man. Oh! Wait, oh. Is it working?
Hang on.
No.
I'll give it another shot. Bam. Nah.
Dude, OBS is so weird.
It really is, man. Alright, let me grab this. Thor, what's up, fam? Oh shit, she creates like equals. Let's block it up. My bad. Oh, he thinks he's slick because he can teleport. Alright, I got you.
Dude, I'm gonna have some killer food tonight. Oh my gosh.
What are you gonna have?
Tater tots. I'm gonna have some freaking. I got some hot sauce today. I'm gonna put some hot sauce on that crab, and then I'm gonna freaking. I don't know. I'm gonna maybe make some waffles. You know.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll make a salad. A really baller killer salad. With some nice hot sauce in it.
Yeah.
Have you ever had salad with like hot sauce, like random hot sauce?
I'm not really a big hot sauce fan, to tell the truth.
Well, I'm not a big you fan. But you know that I drink. You guys know I like drink hot sauce, right?
Yeah. It's a little weird, but we know you do.
I know. It's not normal, but. Yeah, no, I love hot sauce. Hot sauce is fantastic. But I'm waiting until I really get the munchies tonight. I wanna wait till I'm really hungry.
Carter.
What?
Susan Wojcicki, bro. YouTube CEO Susan Wojcicki is hearing you talk about what's gonna happen after you smoke a legal tobacco cigarette.
Wait, what? What are you talking about?
You're talking about the results of you smoking a legal tobacco cigarette, a totally legal tobacco cigarette, guys. Don't flag the stream.
Oh, yeah. I like to smoke,
Hey, dude. Carter's always smoking cigarettes, bro. Smoking them like the Joker, dude.
Only
Pack of
smoking
cookies and that.
smoking frickin', only smoking the, you guys aren't smoking as much nicotine as me. Step off my nicotine game, alright? You guys are not consuming as much nicotine as me. I am the ultimate nicotine consumer. Fully legal, fully recreational. Leave it 420, this cigarette. There needs to be a number for nicotine.
I think there already was.
There is.
What?
Yeah.
Wait, what is it?
Levels of nicotine. Why are we talking about this?
Yeah, exactly.
Wow. Nicotine number 800. Quit now. This is just a phone line.
You guys suck.
I mean a nicotine number like 420. You feel?
Yeah.
Steven Seagal, the film group, and not Steven Seagal, the person.
The one thing I remember from that multiverse speech.
Yeah. Spoilers, Carter. Spoilers.
What do you mean?
Yeah, it kind of spoils some stuff. Will, you know.
It does?
Yeah.
Well, I wasn't gonna spoil anything about the movie.
The Carter versus Hank stream.
I wasn't gonna spoil anything. I was just gonna say that you remember when I was like explaining the multiverse? You remember that? That's what I'm
Yeah,
talking
and you
about.
made it like needlessly complicated.
Yeah, the one thing I remember, because I don't remember like anything from that, but like the one thing I do remember is like I remember keep like saying like it's okay or something. I kept saying that it was okay or something to someone. I don't remember like what, but I was like, if you don't da 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 da, it's okay.
Yeah.
And I just kept saying that. Was that a thing? That happened?
I
don't watch.
don't remember. Hank, was that a thing?
I wasn't paying attention. I'm trying to one of my classes.
I remember just like I felt like someone was like I hurt someone's feelings or something. I don't know. It was so weird.
No, we just found it funny because like you could have very easily described the multiverse as like,
I
hey,
know.
so so when you woke up today, you put on a red shirt. Well, in another universe, you put on a black shirt.
Put on a
In
blue
another
shirt.
universe, you put
I
on a blue
remember
shirt.
saying that
Like
now,
you
yeah.
could have did something like that, but instead you're like, in one universe, your favorite snack is bananas. Well, in another universe,
what I
bananas
said.
don't like you. And I'm just like, what? Like you just immediately go on this whole like banana like analogy.
Dude, I need to watch that video back because I haven't watched it. I didn't even like for the longest time. I didn't know Hank like had. I didn't know he even had it like recorded. I had no idea.
Yeah.
I don't remember anything from that, dude.
What do you guys think about these MCU announcements that came out today?
Oh no.
So we can discuss
It's
that.
MCU announcements that came out today.
Yeah,
oh my
dude.
God, you are so
Dude,
unsolicited.
I've been at work and asleep.
Yeah,
all
that
day.
is true. He has been sleeping and working.
I
all
literally
day, so.
like just got home.
They're doing a Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special to like parody the Star Wars holiday special. Apparently, James Gunn begged Kevin Feige to let him do it. They're doing a Groot Disney Plus series. They're doing what else are they doing? Some War Machine's getting a series where they do like the storyline of his armor being compromised or whatever.
Oh, Ironheart.
Ironheart. Yeah, that sounds whack. She-Hulk. They're doing, but
I
that
don't
has
like
been announced
Ironheart.
already.
I don't like that. I don't like her.
Yeah, Ironheart's not that great of a character. I mean, she really is just one of these like newer shoehorn characters. Like, dude, have you seen the new Have you guys seen the new Warriors? Dude, that shit is cringy as hell. I gotta pull that out, dude. Look at this, man. This is crazy. Where is it? I thought I think I have an article on it.
Oh
Yeah, dude.
shoot, Eric, why? Hold on. I'm gonna join in.
I just fell. Yeah, peep that.
Hi,
The new Warriors, Snowflake, and Safe Space, dude. Those are your next big heroes, dude. No more Cannonball, no more of the actual new Warriors. None of them. Now it's Snowflake, Safe Space, Screen Time, or some stupid shit. Like B Negative, who's like some goth kid that like got a blood transfusion from Morbius. Like, doesn't make sense. Stupid.
Yo, I can't post comments on air.
What happened?
Post the comment. I can't post this comment on Eric's stupid live stream.
Damn, Carter, you're cheating on our live stream, dude. You're watching other live streams.
I know, Eric's live.
Invasion, Iron Heart, Fantastic Four.
Yep, and it's John Watts doing it.
Live streaming, I will join later.
I haven't played this game in so long. It's really been a while since I played this.
The film, and not Steven Seagal, the person. Miracles. Who in their right mind?
Alright, I left the live stream. I'm done. I just had to join real quick.
I didn't go on this channel. I'm trying to get a hold of my phone.
Well, I meant Eric's stream. I was in Eric's stream. I had an obligation to join his stream every now and then. Because he joins, I don't know.
Well, we completed that wave. Just give me 1 second.
Oh, dude, I can't wait to freaking eat some good stuff. I might take a bath sometime in this stream. I'm not gonna lie. I'm like super freaking cold.
What?
What? I might take a bath. Like I might like go away. Like I mean, like wow, you guys are. Okay, I see how that sounded. Yeah, I could have worded that like wait, like I could have like made that not sound weird at all. But while we're streaming, I'm so cold. Why am I so cold? I'm really, really cold.
Oh yeah, yeah. And then the Wasp wants to meet me.
Ooh, Ant-Man and the Wasp?
Alright.
Did they release trailers today and stuff? No?
I think they released a couple teasers, but that's about it.
Yeah, for Loki and WandaVision and
Oh shoot! I'm lost.
and then those set photos for Hawkeye.
Because I'm actually like super excited for WandaVision. I'm not gonna lie.
Pass on that. Well, I'm probably gonna end up seeing WandaVision for Doctor Strange. And maybe Spider-Man 3.
I'm honestly.
I don't want to have to go out of my way, but I would kill to see Toby at the theater again. Just saying.
Yeah, for real.
I don't think I'm gonna see it, honestly. I don't know. I'm so disappointed in the MCU at this point.
Yeah,
And post Endgame, like I like even the last couple films leading up to Endgame, I didn't really like. So, like post Endgame, I don't think they really have much that they can do.
Okay, so WandaVision is like supposed to be like they're They're casting like a lot of movies. They're not doing any good ones. They're like doing the bad SNL movies. They're casting bad SNL.
Yeah, they really are.
Those are like my least favorite SNL actors and actresses because like they're from there.
Yeah.
Pray for that God forgives. I don't.
Alright, we're gonna do another mission here, another mission or two, and then we'll probably call it a day for now, because I know both of these guys also have some stuff that they have to do, but we definitely wanted to just get on and, you know, give you guys a quick little stream, right?
Yeah.
I just want to give you guys a nice little
Sure.
stream, because, you know, we've been streaming every day, and we just kind of want to build that audience up to let you guys know that we'll be streaming, if not every day, most days. If not, you know, the three of us, at least two of us, or some other guests, or at least one of us. Regardless, you'll definitely be seeing a lot more streams from us.
Dude. I'm like kind of excited for one of it. I'm not gonna lie. That was like one of the ones that I actually thought was an awesome concept. I'm not gonna lie, dude.
See, I think WandaVision is an interesting concept, and I think out of all of the other like movies that they have planned right now, I think that one probably the most has. What's the best way to say it? Like, I think that one has. Okay, that one to me looks the most like they're actually gonna do something with it, even though I don't like that they're bringing back.
My camera's going on. You can't even see that I'm freaking out right now.
Yeah, I was about to say, what the hell are you doing?
I can't see Carter's screen.
Yeah, we can't see you at all.
Was announced.
Yeah, I know, fam. We mentioned that like twice. We mentioned that like twice already.
I didn't know that one. I didn't.
We mentioned it. You weren't paying attention.
Dude, I'm so excited for Fantastic Four now. Oh my gosh.
Shh! Stop yelling over the call, dude.
I'm just super excited. I didn't think it was actually like, I don't know.
Well, the fact that I wasn't confident with the fact that they were gonna bring Fantastic Four to the MCU, and then when they were like, "Oh, Joss Whedon might be directing it, or he might be writing it," I was like, "Ooh, I could see that." And then they were like, "Oh, but he might be writing X-Men." I was like, "Ooh, that'd be cool," because he wrote X-Men. I think didn't he write Fantastic Four at one point? I don't know. I know he wrote X-Men at one point though. So I was like, "Yo, like they need to do this." And then they're like, today they announced, no, it's John Watts, the guy who botched Spider-Man 2 and is on his way to botching it a third time, is the one who's heading it. So I was like, haha, nope. See, if they would have got Peyton, whatever the hell his name is, who did Ant-Man, to do it, that could have been cool too. Instead, he's doing, what is he doing? Ant-Man, Quantum...
Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania.
Yeah, Quantumania. I don't know. It's... I don't,
Man, I just...
Going on.
Joss Whedon probably could have got it pretty well. He probably
I would watch any Marvel property done by Joss Whedon at this point. Like, or any property at this point, I'd watch a Joss Whedon movie.
Joss Whedon, I mean, Firefly is a clear indicator that he can handle, like, a Fantastic Four type of,
story?
Story, yeah, because it's designed the same type of way. It's the same type of storytelling. It's, you know, it's a group storytelling, and it's, like, it's funny, but at the same, because they're always fighting. That's the thing with, like, Fantastic Four. They're always, like, fighting as a joke, but at the same time, it's like they're actually, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I get what you mean.
It's like, it's funny, at the same time it's serious, and like they will actually like eventually like hate each other and then like get over it and like love each other again as a big old family. All that stuff.
You've seen the other Fantastic Four movies, right, Carter? By the way, Carter, do you even have your camera on?
I do. Hold on. Let me leave and then join again.
Okay.
Why is Skype acting so wonky?
I don't know. Dude, we literally we mentioned that Fantastic Four thing, though.
You see it now?
No.
Nope.
Stupid frickin'.
I'm gonna try to rejoin.
Frickin' stupid Mac. You frickin'.
Nope. Still can't see you. Oh.
Oh, I thought I was gonna have to readjust Hank's thing real quick. Alright, let's get in here.
I'm gonna call my lawyer on you.
What? Oh shit.
Where is my damn teacher? I need to.
It's working.
Yeah.
My camera's working.
Oh, okay, there we go. Let me go.
Oh my gosh, my camera's.
But
That's
Brandon's
so awesome.
There we
I'm
go.
so happy about the fact that my camera's working, dude.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, dude. When I saw the Fantastic Four, I like freaked out. But honestly, dude, I don't know if I want John Watts to direct it. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, that's like my biggest thing with
I still thought that Joss Whedon was directing it. That's why I was like freaking out.
Yeah, me too. But no, they made it Joss Whedon or John Watts. Oh shit.
I think that a Fantastic Four TV show would work better.
Yeah.
Movie. I feel like Fantastic Four would work better as a TV show.
I thought Spider-Man would work better as a TV show than as a movie. I think Sony should do like when they get the rights back. I think they should do like a series or something.
Yeah. Honestly, dude, like with a character like that, I would rather be I feel like producing TV shows is like funner. You know what I mean? Because you get to like, it's just more repetitive. Is the only problem. It's like it's more repetitive and like I like the formula of like of a movie, but there's more to like there's more you can explore in TV shows for like geeky stuff. And like that's why I feel like Joss Whedon always chose to do TV shows over movies a lot of times.
I mean, I don't think every property could work as a TV show. I think a lot of them you might want to just do like one-offs, but some of them could. I mean, I don't know what's really going to happen with the MCU, like, going forward, because they're really complicating it with all these, like, Disney Plus shows, and, I mean, Disney at this point is, and they're, like, starting to get the reputation for it, too, that pretty much all they do is just, like, take things that were popular back in the day and just, like, try to rebring them and repackage them to a new audience, and at this point, like, I'm just not sure how long they're going to be able to keep that up, you know, like how much longer is that going to be, you know, profitable? Is my question.
That's the question.
MCU, in my opinion, like I feel like MCU is their best franchise that they own right now, because like there's so many sucky MCU movies.
Yeah.
That's part of my point. So is that that's their best series, and there's still a lot of flaws with it. Then every other series is not good.
Well, there's a difference between having flaws. Like, everything has flaws, but it just feels like everything is, like, rushed.
Well, yeah.
It's all, like, rushed together, and, like...
Yeah, like bad flaws. I mean, like...
Yeah.
Flaws that need to be fixed. Bad.
Yeah.
Like, the MCU, like, the stuff that I love from the MCU, I freaking love, like, a lot of
absolutely.
So,
like, see, I might talk a lot of shit on the MCU, but, like, the truth of the matter is that I really like the MCU, at least the beginning phases. And I like the first two phases of the MCU a lot. Like, I really love those earlier MCU movies. I don't like the modern movies. What happened?
Do you like Guardians 1?
Yeah.
You do? Yeah.
I like both Guardians movies. I like all the Iron Man movies. I like the first two Captain America movies. I like... What else? I like the first two Thor movies. I like the first one the best. I like the first two Avengers movies. I like... What else? What else in the MCU? The Ant-Man movies are okay. Ant-Man the Wasp is not that good. Hank, didn't you call it unwatchable when you watched it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ant-Man and the Wasp was, like, for me, it wasn't that it was bad, it's just so, like, not interesting. The first Ant-Man, I don't know why, I always like it. Every time I watch it, I like it so much. I have no idea why.
Yeah, I like the first Ant-Man, and I think the first Ant-Man... Honestly, the writers of Captain Marvel should have, like, taken a lesson from the first Ant-Man movie with how to handle a legacy character, because the Ant-Man movies still glorify Hank Pym. They still show you that Hank Pym was the guy who created all this. Hank Pym was the original. You know, Hank Pym's the guy that, you know, knows all this shit, and he was the original. Then they bring in Janet Van Dyne as the Wasp. And they still bring in, Janet Van Dyne, as the Wasp as well. But the Captain Marvel movies are just like, hey, Marvel didn't exist. And then when he did exist, it's like, oh, he was actually a woman. And it's like, what? And he actually wasn't the inspiration for Captain Marvel. And it's like, well, like, what is this shit? This isn't legacy. This isn't respecting the legacy at all.
I will say I really like Hank Pym in the Ant-Man movies. I really like the way that they wrote him, to be totally honest with you. Like,
yeah.
I mean, it wasn't like it wasn't as like he didn't have as much personality as he like I feel like he did in the comics, but also he in the comics he was crazy.
Oh yeah.
That was part of his arc, but like I feel that that's part of his arc, but like
Yeah.
I don't know. I like I don't know. I feel like they should have had him like have something more with anger though, like a little bit more of an anger problem than he did because.
I think they still should have implied that he created Ultron. I would have just had it.
That would be good.
Yeah, I wouldn't have had it that like he created Ultron and then like Tony Stark rebuilt it or something. I would have had it that like he had the idea for Ultron, but he physically couldn't build it, and so Tony Stark had to. But he ended up modifying it and created it to become the Ultron that we know. I feel like that would be a really cool idea if they would have done something.
Yeah,
like
that would be cool.
And it, like, because people always act like when I say like, oh well, they should have done this like the comics. They should have done this like the comics. A lot of people like to think that I'm like, I want these movies to just be a copy paste, panel for panel of the comics. But that's not what I want. I want new stories. I want original stories. I just want the source material and the characters to be respected. I don't want goofy depictions of characters that were more serious and actually had character arcs. And then it's like, oh, we're gonna scrap all that because we want to make more jokes because people don't find that this character funny in the other movies when they're more accurate. That's like Batman's not really a funny character, but people still love him. He's still one of the most popular superheroes ever. And in the reshoots of Justice League, they were like, hey, let's just make him like super comedic. Let's make him funny. Let's give him jokes and make it like all this slapstick humor out of it. And it's like, well, it doesn't work for that kind of character because that's not what that character is. That character doesn't serve slapstick humor.
Like Iron Man in Justice League.
Yeah, he really was. They tried making him way more like Iron Man.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think for that, it seems like Joss Whedon really wanted to just direct Avengers Infinity War when he was doing Justice League.
Dude, Joss Whedon just the thing with Joss Whedon is that he always adds so much personality to his characters. That's why in, Avengers 1 and Avengers 2, he was like starting the whole, well, I guess it was really just Avengers 2, starting the whole, Scarlet, it was in Avengers 1 where, Black Widow liked Hulk or whatever, and like that weird thing. But I don't know. It kind of worked, like just a little bit.
Yeah.
It was weird. If it was his if it was his own characters that wasn't like after a comics, then it would have worked. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and it kind of came across as like those typical like, oh, let's ship these two characters who would never date.
Yeah.
Let's just ship them anyway. Like, dude, what's with all the, because Hank and I are big fans of Into the Spider-Verse, I know Carter is as well. What's with all these people shipping Peter B. Parker and Miles Morales? Like, that's a teenage boy and a grown-ass man, dude. Like, come on with that.
That's a thing?
Yeah, that's a thing.
I don't know why that's happening. That's not okay.
Or, like, people are shipping Tony Stark and Peter Parker in the MCU. Like, what is with this pedophilia fucking shit, dude?
I don't know, man. I hadn't heard of anything of that, man.
Oh yeah, dude, like they're all over the place.
That's really weird, man. I don't know. You know what? I knew it was gonna happen too. I mean, you can just I know how fandoms work.
Yeah.
But I hate people that are like ruining, like the fan base for Into the Spider-Verse kind of like drives me crazy though. I won't lie. Which has nothing to do with the movie. That's why I'm saying it, because like it's not a diss to the movie at all.
What specifically about the fan base do you like take umbrage with?
Really, it's just these people that are just like you said, shipping everyone and just like shipping everyone and everything together. And like obviously, it's like Miles Morales and Spider-Gwen are getting shipped together all the time, and I hate that because like kind of annoying.
Overuse.
Yeah, it's gonna make it like annoying at some point, and I don't want it to be annoying. I just know how my brain works.
It's dead annoying.
Yeah, and the annoying thing is too is like if they're gonna build it right, which I'm glad that they are. I'm glad that they didn't just like get straight into it if that's what they're planning to do.
Yeah,
having a romance, but and I think it would work if they do it. But like,
mercy.
I hate people that just like ship it and make it annoying.
The people that ship characters that like would never be together, like no matter what.
Dude, 9-9 people were shipping
9-9.
For a while. They were shipping Jake and Captain Hulk.
Yeah.
Oh,
Isn't that
no.
weird? Isn't that because Captain Holt is
Oh my
gay.
god. Why?
Because Captain Holt's gay, and do you know that Jake Peralta is bisexual?
I did not know that.
He's bisexual. They announced it like in the latest season. It was probably the best it's been done. It usually annoys me because it doesn't like need to happen if it wasn't established from the beginning. But he was actually like curious throughout the whole entire series as a joke. So I actually was fine with it. Like it worked.
That's Carter and I talk a lot about like SJWs, and not necessarily that we don't like that they have a specific opinion that they have, but we're more or less like, because we think that they should have their opinion and they can, you know, think what they want about whatever they want. Our specific issue is that they're always trying to like censor art and censor media. They always want something to be, you know, removed or canceled or banned because it doesn't fit their sensibilities, and then a million people review it with a million different sensibilities, and you really can't please everybody with it. So, you know, he and I are always talking about how we don't like how people will get offended over the stupidest stuff when it comes to movies and TV shows. But, you know, honestly, conservatives can be SJWs just as much, because when the Batwoman show came out,
both sides, bro.
Oh yeah, dude, when the Batwoman show came out, they were like, oh, there's a lesbian character, lesbian propaganda, this is here to turn our young daughters into dykes and shit. And I'm like, what? Like, this is a character who was lesbian in the comics, and they're like adapting it. Like, you know, I know the CW is like, you know, notorious for saying like, hey, let's just like shoehorn politics, you know, for where we don't have any good writing, and it's kind of a trope that the CW uses in a lot of their shows. But in this, I wouldn't say it was the case until Season 2. Season 2 looks like it's going to suck. But Season 1 definitely had potential. There was definitely some cool stuff in there. And honestly, the CW really didn't deserve Ruby Rose and the dedication that she had to that role, because like she almost got paralyzed filming those scenes, and they like treated her like shit that whole time. So they literally end the show, or end the first season, spoilers, they end the first season by basically implying that Hush is going to be the next villain, and that he's coming in, he's like using the face of Bruce Wayne, kind of like in Arkham City. But despite doing that, they're just like, hey, we're going to have, because it's like the whole point of the first season is that Batman is like missing, and so she has to come in and like step in for him. So they end Season 2 with implying that she's now going missing, and we're having another Batwoman. And it really doesn't seem like it's gonna work. I'm telling you. Are you guys Batman fans at all?
I like Batman a little bit, but like I'm not as hardcore of a Batman fan as you are. I'm definitely not a hardcore Batman fan.
I don't know. I would definitely call myself like a low rank Batman fan. In fact, I know more about Batman than any other DC hero, if I'm being truly, truly honest.
You both probably know more about Batman than I do.
Do you guys know who the character Hush is?
Negative.
He basically he was a childhood friend of Bruce Wayne's. His father, like his parents were rich, so he ended up like cutting the brake line in his parents' car when they were on a bridge so that they would crash. His father died, but Thomas Wayne, Bruce Wayne's father, being a surgeon, was able to save his mother. So basically, this guy grows up with a vendetta against Bruce Wayne and his family.
Yeah. Is that? Oh, sorry, I just interrupted you. Whoops.
No, he's the guy with the bandages on his head. Yeah. But his whole thing is literally that he like cuts his face off and puts like other people's faces on to like, you know, make himself look like them, kind of like the Chameleon. And they set him up as like the main villain at the end of Season 1. They're like, oh, he's going to be the main villain of Season 2. So why not get a different actress, get Ruby Rose for one more episode of Season 2, sign her on for one more episode, have a scene, have the fucking episode literally open with her going into surgery to get her face changed so that Hush can't recognize her, and boom, there's your new Batgirl, there's your new season. And then you don't have to shut down all the character arcs. You can actually recast them with an in-canon explanation for that recast. But
I can't keep up with the CW shows anymore, to be honest.
Yeah, neither can I. And honestly, it's going to become the same way with these, I died again. I think it's gonna be the same with these Disney Plus shows after a while. I think after a while people are gonna start getting confused with how they even like tie into the Star Wars and Marvel universe.
And like the other thing is that like the only one I ever really watched was Flash and Arrow, because those ones are like genuinely like pretty.
I've
good.
only seen a few episodes of Flash, but that's it.
Flash, I've watched that whole series. Actually, that was like the one that I had gotten.
I remember Lewis told me that like the season 6 is where it got worse.
Yeah,
it gets worse. For me, it gets worse like right after the 3rd season, and then like the 1st season is also.
Crisis on Infinite Earths was like a try hard.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It was basically them just trying to do their version of Infinity War and Endgame.
Dude, the Flash season 1 is like the most that is the campiest thing I have ever watched.
Yeah, like I couldn't watch it after a while.
And I will say, Flash is campy, and that's my problem with most of the CW shows. That's the reason why I can't get into it. I feel like I'm watching the same thing over and over again.
And that, like the whole point of the CW shows, in my opinion, is because like a lot of fans don't like that the DC movies are real dark, so the CW is like, hey, we're gonna do a low budget, like super corny, like cheesy DC that's like really in line with like the MCU's like Gen Z fucking humor, and it's just really cringy in my opinion.
Just watch the Marvel shows; they are much better.
Oh yeah,
Marvel shows are epic. They do whatever.
I still have to watch. I still want to watch Daredevil.
Daredevil.
I watched a little bit of Iron Fist, but that's it.
Well, none of those are even canon anymore, so.
I know.
And what's with this rumor now that they're gonna put Daredevil in Spider-Man 3? Like, come on. Like, they're putting way too much shit into this new Spider-Man movie, dude. It sounds so bad.
It's a clusterfuck.
It is. Like, they're just putting so much shit into it.
Well, hey, you never know. I mean, Into the Spider-Verse is also a lot.
Yeah, but that was a problem with that movie too. That movie also had way too much shit going on.
Right. Granted, they didn't like announce it 500 years before. You know what I mean? Like Into the Spider-Verse, they were just kind of like, here, we're making something crazy. We're not even like really announcing it and telling people what it is until it comes out. We don't care if people like it. It doesn't matter. Have it. You might like it. And then the fans were like, yeah, okay, this is awesome. Then, this Spider-Man movie, they're already announcing everything. Like, before it's even out, Far From Home literally just came out. Like, yeah. But we have no idea, is my point. You know what I mean?
You do kind of... the best indication of the future is the past, though.
Right,
so you do kind of have an idea of like how it's gonna be. I mean, we all thought that after Homecoming, I'll even go back to Civil War. We all thought after Civil War we were basically gonna get a universe with Spider-Man where we get to see like a young Aunt May, and we see how the effects of losing her husband at such a young age had on her. We thought we were gonna get a Spider-Man that could finally focus on being the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man that wasn't gonna be fighting all these world-ending. I want to destroy the world because I'm evil villains. He'd be destroying thinking back to the 90s show where instead of kill, he would say destroy. But he'd basically fight all these, like, street-level thugs, or street-level villains, rather. Like, I figured that's what they were going to go with it, and we really didn't get that at all. All we got was basically, like, a advertisement for the rest of the MCU starring Spider-Man as Ferris Bueller.
I wish that Homecoming didn't have a villain. I had this like idea, right, for a Spider-Man movie that doesn't have a villain. You remember there's the Spider-Man comic a long time ago. It's like just a single issue where what do you know what I'm talking about, Brandon? Where there's no villain. He's just I don't know. He's running to get something or something.
Yeah, there's some issues like that where he doesn't really fight a villain, but he just is like doing some stuff around town.
I think a movie or Spider-Man without a villain, like, would actually be, like, kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Because you could probably do that, honestly. But at the same time, like, Vulture could have been, like, well, Vulture's such a stupid villain, too. So I don't know. I never knew why they chose Vulture. Like,
because Sam Raimi wanted to use him in Spider-Man 4 and they were running out of ideas.
Well, anyways, if they would have like had an actual good small scale villain, like I don't know, like I'm trying to think of like some good small scale villains, like oh, you know what would be a fun one? Bullseye.
Yeah.
That would be a fun one.
It's time to stop.
There would be a lot of cool ones, but like it's just they keep connecting all of Spider-Man's villains to the rest of the MCU, and I don't know why.
That's getting annoying.
I want them to stop doing that. I don't. That's the one thing that I want them to stop. I want them to stop having like everything connect so heavily to the MCU. I'm fine with it, like connecting to the MCU. That's why I like it. That's why it's fun. But like, if the plot is like affected by it, then it's like kind of annoying, and it's not a solo story.
Yeah. Like I thought it worked in phase 1 because you know you were just getting a solo film for each of these characters, and then it was, hey, we're gonna make them cross over. Now it's like, hey, you can't watch this movie without having watched the last like 20 movies.
Right. And see, it's not like that with comics, right?
Yeah.
So like, I mean, obviously there are the bigger storylines that have an ongoing story, and like the whole comic universe.
Yeah, see, that was what I liked about comic books, was that each book had a different tone, each book had a different scale, and they don't do that anymore.
Sorry.
No, good.
You can pick up the new Spider-Man series right now, like right where it is, and you'll be fine. You really will not have that many problems understanding. And then like at the beginning of the runs, like they always explain everything that you won't, that you're confused about. It's a solo story. It just involves the rest of, there's still like connections to the rest of the universe. It's just the plot doesn't change because of that.
Yeah. Despite being in the same universe. And a lot of them just feel like they're, the same movie sometimes. Their writing is just getting so bad. They care more about like jokes and universe connections than they do about actual character arcs anymore. Like, I was watching the behind the scenes for Endgame, where they were discussing one of my favorite characters, as you guys know, Thor, and they were like, okay, so we made sure to tie up each character's arc when we did this, and they're like, we tied each character's arc. They were like, we wanted to have Tony Stark. We wanted to they basically said they wanted to have each character's arc kind of mirror the first movie. So it was like Tony Stark starts off as like real selfish and mentions in the cave that like he didn't have a family, didn't have a wife and kids, and he has that at the end of the movie. Captain America in the first Avenger, wanted his dance. He finally gets it. Like Black Widow sacrifices herself, finds purpose. Hawkeye saves his family and redeems himself. Hulk manages to overcome his anger and merge himself with Banner and all that. Like every character specifically had an arc that was like based from the first movie. And when it came down to Thor, Marcus and McFeely were like, so when we wrote Thor's arc, we figured he had a really memorable shirtless scene in the first Thor movie where you see his abs and stuff, and he had the long hair. So we figured we would give him another scene, but this time we'd play it up for comedy. And I'm like, dude, fuck both of you guys, you fucking goons. For like not even taking this seriously. Like, I mean, like, these guys wrote Thor: The Dark World. These guys wrote a Thor movie. Like, and you have no other arc that you can give him than we're gonna make him fat and give him jokes. Like we're just gonna make him a drunk asshole who sits down and is just like obnoxious the whole movie, and the whole time he's like having panic attacks and crying. He's depressed, and his friends are just like making fun of him and shit. Like,
dude, yeah, it's like that's the hardest thing about it, is that like literally Thor's over here like depressed as shit. I mean, he is depressed, man, and everyone's just making fun of him.
Yeah, he's straight up like, he's like, dude, like the whole reason that Thor's fat and drunk and has long hair and a beard again and shit is because of the PTSD he suffered from not going for Thanos' head. And, wanting to savor that vengeance rather than, directly, stopping what it is that he was doing. Even though he could have just cut Thanos' arm off and he would have still savored the vengeance. See, that's the thing about the Russo brothers and Marcus and McFeely's writing, is that it falls apart under the slightest microscope of scrutiny, but then they always come up with these, excuses around them that just don't make any sense. Like a fan had asked that at a convention, like, hey, why didn't you have Thor cut Thanos' arm off? And he goes, and now the Russo brothers go, well, we wanted Thor to really savor the fact that he was causing Thanos pain. So that's why he put the knife in it, or the axe in his chest. I'm like, okay, but cutting his arm off wouldn't make him go through a bunch of pain.
That would be way more savoring it. Because,
yeah, you'd be savoring it way more because there'd be blood gushing through his armhole and shit, and he'd be he'd have a phantom limb, like, dude, he that's really how you make somebody suffer.
He would still be perceiving pain. He would not be dead.
Yeah, and so like that kind of falls apart. And anytime you like bring up any kind of criticism towards Infinity War Endgame, they're like, well, Doctor Strange in his plan. It's like, no, that's just a cop out now for like any bad writing they have now is basically just like, Doctor Strange's plan, even though he never even like says what his plan was in Endgame.
Yeah.
In Endgame, he never once says like, this was my plan.
Thank you, Russo brothers.
Yeah.
That's the big thing that I hated with Infinity War and Endgame is Doctor Strange was used as a plot device.
Oh, absolutely. And
Which
it's a sad
sucks.
thing, too, because I never liked Doctor Strange in the comics, and the MCU is what got me into Doctor Strange in the first place. And I really liked what they were doing with him in Infinity War, but then they just turned him into a plot device for Endgame. It's like everything that they set up in Infinity War, you know, just like is thrown away for Endgame, and everything that culminates in Endgame could have been done right if it was set up in the other movies. But it's like when they do these movies, they change their direction so often that why do they set up things at the end of the movies anymore? They never go with them.
So, did you read Doctor Strange in the Ultimate Comics? Like,
yeah,
you know, like all of that. That is probably my favorite version of Doctor Strange.
Yeah,
because it's kind of a deconstruction of why. So I didn't know that you didn't like Doctor Strange in the comics. Funny thing is, I do too. I hate Doctor Strange in the comics because he is always used as a plot device.
Yeah.
Just like he is in the MCU. It's probably worse, right?
Yeah.
And the Ultimate Comics is literally like a deconstruction of that. It's like, because he's just like a lazy, he's like a scumbag. You know what I mean?
Basically.
And so I really appreciated that. And then so MCU did their own thing where it's like not as extreme, which I also am cool with. I understand, the Ultimate Comics, Doctor Strange is a pretty extreme from the other. But then they just used him as a plot device. I was like, well, you lost me, man.
Yeah. Not gonna lie, had me in the first half.
Yeah. I mean, I liked the first Doctor Strange a lot. It was like...
Yeah, it was a good movie. I like Scott Derrickson, and people are like, man, Doctor Strange 2 is going to be so good because Sam Raimi's directing. I'm like, you really think they're going to let Sam Raimi, have creative control on that? Absolutely not. The script's already written, and Scott Derrickson literally left the project because they kept constantly changing his vision. They kept constantly changing his vision on the first Doctor Strange movie. Right. And he literally left the second movie because he was tired of them changing his vision. Dude. So I doubt they're gonna let Raimi have his vision. He's probably signed on to this one. He's probably gonna do this movie, and then they're gonna keep messing with his vision like Sony did, and then he's probably not gonna do it after that. Go ahead, Hank.
He's probably gonna be done with superheroes in general.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Which sucks because he could do it.
Oh yeah.
Hank, were you gonna say something?
No, I just said just like Spider-Man 3 and 4.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sam Raimi's not the type of guy to deal with that for very long, his patience wears out,
he's not gonna put up with BS, fan base BS and audience BS. He's not gonna do it.
Yeah.
If people don't like what he's doing, he's gonna be like, I hear you, bye. I'm gonna do something else for you guys.
Yeah.
Sam Raimi does whatever he wants. So that's what I'm saying. You have a golden opportunity here. If they screw it up, then it really sucks. Because Sam Raimi might not ever do anything superhero related again.
Yeah.
He is that type. He is, he's his own he's his own director. He's going to direct whatever he thinks, whatever he wants to direct, which is good. That's that means he's a good director.
Oh, absolutely.
But yeah, no, the first Doctor Strange I really liked.
Yeah, that's
because,
a good one.
I always hated him in the comics because he's basically what he is now in the MCU. He knows everything.
Yeah.
He knows everything. He's the one that people come to for answers. He's just that character. He has no actual character in him. And in the movies, he's I was watching it, and he's like, dude, this guy's an asshole. I'm glad. I'm glad that he like starts out the movie as just like a selfish person.
Yeah, it's just like a total douchebag.
Right. Like, but then he's becoming that now with stuff. Like he's becoming just a person people always come to for answers. All this stuff.
Yeah, and that's what they're gonna do with him in the new Spider-Man movie.
Right, and we don't even know what he knows. Like, no, they haven't even revealed. Like, what's the plan? We have no idea.
Like, is Doctor Strange here to set up this multiverse thing, or is he just here to say, like, is he just here to like help Peter like reverse time so that they don't remember his identity, even though like I said, that doesn't really matter anymore.
Dude, I don't know, man. It makes no sense. There was no need for that to even like happen or anything like
why does Peter need another mentor? Like, see, this is why I don't like when people are like, man, you just gotta like give it a chance, wait till the movie comes out. This is why I don't like, and no offense to you guys, because I know you guys do try to like help me see things more positive sometimes, but like a lot of times people will say like, well, like, dude, just like, trust me, like it's gonna be good, like you don't know they're gonna fuck it up, but then it's like already, people were like, yo, now that Tony Stark's dead, Peter doesn't need a mentor anymore. Spider-Man 3 is going to become his own person. No, he's not, because he needs Doctor Strange, Andrew's Peter Parker, Tobey's Peter Parker, all these other characters. Like, why does Spider-Man need all these fucking characters to like mentor him and to teach him what to do? The character's competent and capable on his own. Like, Disney, John Watts, Kevin Feige, Sony, whoever the fuck it is, stop giving him all these damn mentors. He doesn't need them. Stop making him a clumsy kid who doesn't know shit. That's not fucking Spider-Man.
They read a clumsy kid. The producers of MCU need to read the Ultimate Spider-Man comics.
And not just on the surface, because Kevin Feige, he puts a plexiglass, he puts like a plexiglass over the freaking Ultimate Spider-Man covers and whacks off to it because he loves young Peter Parker. That's the only thing about Spider-Man that he seems to know. Because when he talked about getting Spider-Man back, all he talked about was, I want to make Peter Parker young. I want to put Peter Parker in high school. I want to give that high school drama. Peter Parker's got to go back to school. Like,
and that's fine, but like they're not doing it right.
They're not.
That's not how you do young Peter Parker. You need to read the Ultimate Spider-Man comics. Spider-Man does not want to be mentored by anyone in the Ultimate Spider-Man comics. Everyone is always trying to parent him. Everyone in the superhero world is always trying to parent him. They're always trying to put laws on him, always trying to put restrictions on him. He's always so upset that he is just like an underage kid and can't, like, it's not about him trying to get it. Like, he's not seeking mentors, man. No. Now, so that's, I don't know, man. I think like this Peter Parker is just seeking mentors, and he just wants just to talk to every superhero like person so bad.
He's just a clumsy fanboy at this point. Like, he's not even really Peter Parker. He's Peter Parker in name only.
But Ultimate Spider-Man, that Peter Parker was, yes, he was a kid. Yes, he was very, very, sarcastic and like very mean and sarcastic. You know what I mean? Like, he was
edgy as hell.
A lot more pricky a-hole sarcastic. But like, that's the reason why, is because he actually did not like the other superhero people. Like, he hated it. He did not want to be involved with those other people.
Yeah.
The whole arc is him, learning who he is, and like, listening to all these different people and like what they have to say, and like but he's still his own freaking character.
Yeah, exactly.
In the Ultimate Spider-Man comics, he is mentored by a lot of different people. He's mentored, and I hate the word mentor because of the fact that MCU has used it so many times. I would say he's taught little lessons by a bunch of different superhero players. I wouldn't say he's mentored. They're not his mentor. They just, they're giving him some advice every now and then. And yeah, like, he listens to it, but he's still
that's fine. Like, I think they could go with that, but the fact that like they just want to constantly make it like, oh, he's this little kid that like constantly needs his hand held, just pisses me off, because he's more competent than half of those characters. Like, in Endgame, he's smarter and more competent, more powerful than half of those characters on that field, yet he's the most incompetent one. He's tripping over his feet. He's like web swinging, and he can't stay in the air. He like, everywhere he goes, he needs like people to save him.
He never does anything smart. Like, he never strategizes or anything. No.
He can't, like, I remember telling Hank the one time, like, when I was first telling him my thoughts on Homecoming, I was like, isn't this a guy who, like, even if we don't talk about like comparison to the comics, because I know already like the normies, the non-comic book fans, which there's no problem with that unless you're ignorant, you know. Like if you're not into comic books, that's fine, but if you're like ignorant about it, then I feel like there's an issue with it. It'd be like if I tried having an opinion on the Harold and Kumar movies, even though I haven't seen a second of them.
Right.
You know, it's like I can't. I come from ignorance.
Yeah.
You know, but it's like I know already we're gonna have like some normies that are like, you know, oh, you just want everything to be like the comic books. You don't want it to even be different from the comic books at all. That's boring.
I know, like, any movie with a character like that I would not like. It's not just about it being Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Which, even then, it's like, yeah, obviously, like, I could not like it because, like, that's not the Spider-Man that I would, you know, prefer to see on screen. If you do that, it's cool. But I'm telling you right now, man, young Peter Parker is so much different and, like, so much cooler.
Yeah.
Because Spider-Man was the one that has always done it the best. They have done the young Peter Parker the best, in my opinion, out of any version of Spider-Man. And he did not, like, you know, he didn't seek mentors. And at the end of the day, he was always very, like, I feel like Nick Fury was very involved in his like, story arc and stuff, and his character arc, his learning arc, but he was never like, oh man, Nick Fury, what is Nick Fury gonna think? Oh man, I want to make Nick Fury proud. Oh man, everything for Nick Fury. I want to, you know, I want to like freaking.
And I'm so tired of everybody is Mr. This, Mr. That, Mr. Beck, Mr. Stark, Mr. Fury, Mr. Cap, Mr. whatever. Right. Like
Peter Parker yelled in Nick Fury's face.
Yeah, dude.
Fury wasn't letting him do crap in the comics because he was so upset. He hated everyone. He was starting to hate every superhero. He was starting to see the superhero world for the BS it is, which they could use that in the MCU. He got used, dude. Peter Parker got used for Civil War. We were talking about this in the other live stream.
Yeah.
Like, Tony Stark used him. He didn't know what he was fighting for.
But speaking of Civil War, aside from the fact that it's the best Spider-Man appearance in the MCU, bar none, hands down, is that in that movie, this was a character who went toe-to-toe against the Avengers. This was a character who was joking, but not to the point of it being over the top. This was a character who showed his age without the point of acting like a 5-year-old. Everything
was distracting them.
Yeah.
With it too, which I liked. I was like, yes, that's how he's supposed to be. It's supposed to be a distraction. It's a mechanism.
But they completely flanderized it in every movie going forward. Every movie going forward, he just was like this little kid who was constantly looking up to Tony Stark, who couldn't do anything on his own, who was crying over every little thing. This was a character who, like, literally went toe-to-toe with the Avengers. You know, Winter Soldier punches him with his arm, and he just blocks it like it's nothing. You know, he beats Falcon and Winter Soldier like they're nothing. You know, like they're having their own show come out, and he whips them like they're nothing. You know, he steals Captain America's shield. He goes toe-to-toe with all these characters. You know, fights a giant man and survives. All this shit. And then in Homecoming, he can't even stop some goons from using a levitation gun to rob an ATM machine.
I mentioned that in my IG review.
Yeah, isn't that the street thugs that like superheroes wipe the floor with in the morning? Like, this is what they do for like rehearsal. This is what they do for breakfast, man. And he can't even do it.
Those things, they are like a deal, but those things don't like make it or break it for me. But there is like some continuity issues in that for sure. Like,
well, I mean, I wouldn't even say it's like just continuity issues. I would say that's just like inconsistent writing, because they write him as like this really strong character to then this character that like can't stop some goons from robbing an ATM. He can't like he almost drowns because he can't open a parachute. He's fucking afraid of heights. Spider-Man is afraid of heights and can't open a parachute. What? Why?
I also just like in that movie. Well, I mean, not in the movie. In the whole MCU, I can't figure out if Spider-Man is strong or weak.
Yeah, because like it's so inconsistent. One minute it's like, and that's another thing is like the MCU clearly treats Spider-Man with this like, the MCU clearly tries to like treat his like presence with some sort of like reverence to it, but they do nothing but shit on the character. Like, because every scene he's in, they try to imply like, we finally got Spider-Man back, guys. We got Spider-Man in our universe, guys. We got Spider-Man. So it's like every character that like meets with him, like ends up having some kind of like thing where it's like they're looking at him and it's like, wow, we finally got Spider-Man. But then it's like, but it's not Spider-Man at the end of the day. It's this like weak ass, like, you know, punky kid who just can't do shit. He's incompetent. He's incapable. You know, he's worse than the Spider-Man in the Ultimate Spider-Man cartoon. Because that Spider-Man was incapable of shit. He always needed a team. Every season, he got a new team. He always needed people to have his back. You know, the same with the new Spider-Man. In this new Marvel Spider-Man, he needs Harry Osborn as the Hobgoblin. He needs Otto Octavius. He needs Spider-Gwen. He needs Miles Morales. He needs Venom. He needs Flash. Like, he needs all these characters to have his back to stop, like, the simplest stuff.
Yeah. I also want to say that Teenage Spider-Man is not the only version of, like, adult Spider-Man has, like I said, I don't really like the word mentors, but mentors as well. Adult Spider-Man has mentors as well. He has people that are constantly giving him advice, teaching him lessons, all this stuff, this, that, like all that stuff. He's getting, I feel like Spider-Man done right in like a big universe like that is a new it's partly like a new perspective on the superheroes. It's, you know, you're seeing it from an everyday, and like, I don't think that they do that very well in the MCU.
No.
I think that they think they do. They're really not, because like, I don't know, man. And it's also just like like you're saying, like Spider-Man's not his own character.
No.
He's not his own character, and you know, it's fine to have Peter be taking lessons from all these different superheroes, but there's like a way to do it right. You know, even in these new Nick Spencer runs, he's also like, you know, he's going through a bunch of stuff right now, but he like, still, there are like people that he does not get along with. He's not, you know.
Like, Andrew Garfield even said that Peter Parker and Iron Man would constantly clash and butt heads.
Oh yeah, Peter Parker, like, he does not get along with Iron Man.
No, not at all.
Iron Man is a selfish a-hole. Peter is like not as much as a selfish a-hole. I mean, Iron Man's kind of the exact opposite of Peter. That's not the point of Iron Man, but like from the outside perspective, he's a rich man that, you know, can just like buy anything he wants. That's not the truth, because he's actually, you know, a really flawed character, which is why people like Iron Man. But
you know, like, certain things, like, people would always say, like, oh, Spider-Man 3 ruins Spider-Man because I gotta envision Peter Parker, you know, dancing, and I can't, you know, which, again, I don't get. Like, how is it that, like, when it's corny in the Sam Raimi movies, like, it's bad, but then, like, when they do the dance-off to save the universe in Guardians, or Professor Hulk dabbing, or Thor playing fucking Fortnite in the middle of an apocalypse, like, when all that's going on, but, like, that's fine.
I hated What Are Those, and
yeah, those like this stupid just like interjection of memes into these movies.
That is going to date it so much.
Oh, absolutely, it does. Like, I mean, the What Are Those joke was years ago, so that already dates Black Panther.
Already outdated.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And the CGI that they're constantly using, like the practical effects in the first Iron Man movie hold up today. You know, they'll probably still hold up for a few years. Yeah. The CGI in Infinity War doesn't even hold up today. And that was only a couple years ago that movie came out. And that CGI doesn't even hold up. It's so bad. It's cartoony, it's rubbery, it's fake looking.
I just miss Firefly. I miss the old geek shows. I just want Joss Whedon to do Firefly again.
Yeah, for real. He needs to come back and do Firefly.
You need to watch Firefly, Brandon.
Yeah, I know.
You have to. For real, you're gonna love it. Once you watch it, you're gonna be like, oh man, why didn't I watch this sooner? Like, you're gonna like text me and say that you love it.
Shouldn't I rewatch Buffy first, though?
I need to watch Buffy.
Yeah, I gotta rewatch that, because I haven't watched it in years.
I've only watched like a few episodes of Buffy. I need to actually watch Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Yeah.
That'll probably be my next show. I have to finish 9-9.
For sure.
And season 9 of 9-9 might be coming out soon. But I think they're waiting, and I get it, because it's a show about, you know, police, and like right now, it's a lot. It's a lot to deal with. Because that's kind of the point of Brooklyn Nine-Nine, I feel like.
Yeah.
I feel like the theme, the underlying theme is like that, you know. It's
sitcom. It's about kind of like, police, like the good side of police and stuff.
Yeah,
like that.
so I get that's kind of controversial right now. I mean,
Right.
like every show right now that has something to do with cops, if it hasn't been canceled, it's basically like trying to like take a
Right.
stand, trying to take some sort of stance on that issue. Like there's some cop shows that are just basically like, you know what, screw it. Like we're gonna make our cop characters complete assholes and completely ruin their character
Right.
arcs.
Oh man, and that is why I love, first of all, Andy Samberg just as a comedian. I just love Andy Samberg because he is a genius comedian. He makes fun of. I don't know where that dude leans politically. He just makes fun of every side. It's awesome.
Yeah, so that's cool.
That's how you do it.
Yeah, that's how you gotta do it. Both
Right.
sides suck.
9-9, and every other like Michael Schur show really is pretty left leaning. Actually, it is pretty left leaning, but it's different about it, I guess. I can respect it. Like 9-9.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of there's a lot of the good, lot of really good shows that lean one way or the other politically. I mean,
right.
like Last Man Standing is clearly a conservative leaning sitcom. Tool Time is a conservative leaning. Both had Tim Allen, ironically, and this new Buzz Lightyear movie doesn't, ironically.
Yeah. I agree.
But BoJack Horseman on Netflix.
BoJack Horseman, yeah.
Yeah, that's a left leaning show. I mean, they try to like make fun of everybody on that show, but when it comes to making fun of leftists, they pull their punches, because obviously like it's a left leaning show. So obviously if you're left leaning, you're gonna pull punches when it comes to making fun of your own side.
But 9-9,
it's still decent.
I would say honestly, I need to reword what I said a little bit better. Sure, shows are like ever so slightly. I feel like they are left leaning, but I can't really even tell. Is what I really meant. I was like, I think that overall they actually are, because the new 9-9 season is definitely going to talk about like some of that stuff. That doesn't really make you left leaning though. I mean that I don't think that makes you left leaning to talk about police brutality being bad.
No, absolutely not. I mean,
and like that just makes you a decent human. But
yeah, even like libertarians are talking about that right now.
Right. But 9-9 does it right. They do it subtly. Right now, they are not releasing anything. 9-9 has not released any news on season 9 ever since the police brutality stuff has come out.
Yeah.
And people didn't even think about they subtly bring it up. And also Jake Peralta is like now bisexual, and I loved the way that they did it, because throughout the whole show they have him like kind of like jokingly like. He's always like, oh, it's weird to be attracted to guys. I thought he was like super freaking attractive. But at the same time, it's a joke, but it's not what we're talking about. Like, just absolute joke. You know what I mean? Not like he's just like the butt of the joke. And when he like comes out, like, everyone's like actually supportive, I think. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. No, that's cool.
Is that right? Kryptonite.
But yeah, I'm really excited for season 9, because I think they're gonna do it. I just have faith they're gonna do it good again. They're gonna deal with, politics the right way again.
Yeah.
And they always, Michael Schur's shows I feel like always did that too. Like Parks and Rec was about government, and like they had like a bunch of different opinions. They also have different opinions too. They have people from other sides. Ron Swanson was the libertarian side. Leslie Knope was like a lot more left leaning. She's more like more liberal, like Democratic side. There are definitely some people that were Republican sides on there. Like speaking from all the different types of.
Yeah, honestly, I really want to see like when it comes to this whole like politics and shows like. And movies and stuff. I want to start seeing more perspectives viewed in politics. I don't mean like more people should have their views or whatever. Like I mean, I want more sides of the ideological debate represented, because like typically all you see is just like mainstream like leftist stuff in most like entertainment, and like it does get annoying after a while. Even leftists I know are like, all right, like this is getting annoying. I'm tired of being placated. Like in Star Wars: Rise of Skywalker. There's like at the end of the movie, there's like this 1.5 second lesbian kiss, and there were all these articles coming out that was like history being made, first ever same-sex kiss in a Star Wars movie, and everybody I knew who was a part of the LGBT community hated it. They were like, this is whack, this is just them trying to, get some money from LGBT people, they want, more publicity because this movie sucks. And,
dude, the LGBTQ community sets themselves up to be so, like, able to be played by, like, producers and stuff.
That ends up happening a lot, especially, like, on the CW shows.
Right.
Because the CW shows will, like, introduce all these gay characters, and then they'll just start killing them.
Like, oh,
yeah, so then everyone's like, yeah, gay character, and then it's like, oh, by the way, we're killing these characters off. And it's like, what? Like...
And they never cared, you never cared about that character.
Yeah, because they don't get, like, I don't know if you've ever seen Supergirl on the CW.
Yeah. I've seen Supergirl.
Which I'm not a fan of that show in general. Politics aside, I'm not a fan of that show, but...
Oh, yeah, I've seen Supergirl.
But regardless, that show, they still are, like... There's one character who is a lesbian, like these two characters who are a lesbian, and the one kind of helps the other one come out of the closet, and like they hook up, and like by, I don't know, like 2 seasons later or something like that, they're getting married, and you would think like they'd be talking.
That's so fast.
Yeah, and you'd think like, oh, you think they'd be talking about like, okay, these characters finally got married after all these seasons, but like all those seasons later, they're still like, what's the word? It's almost like they're still like surprised that like they were able to do a show that had like this gay couple in it, because the only emphasis on the wedding is the fact that it's a lesbian wedding, and it's like, I don't care that you have these characters marry, I don't care that you have same-sex couples and stuff, but give me more than just these characters are same-sex. Like, you have to give characters something more than just identity politics. You have to give a character more than just this is what I am.
It's this BS, oh, we wanted to create a really good gay character, you didn't care about this character to begin with.
No,
okay? I'm tired of producers acting like they care about these these characters that they're making specifically to be diverse.
Yeah,
no,
they want money, dude.
Character.
Yeah, they want money.
It's like you want money. You're now, I know that we talk about how, like, the leftist community kind of, like, sets themselves up to whatever, like, be played. Yeah. But, like, at the same time, these producers are some hot garbage as well.
Yeah,
like,
dude. Exactly.
It really makes me mad how much Hollywood is also dragging it on. But I get it. There's money in it.
But, that's just what Hollywood... That's just the lesson of Hollywood, is that, like, they will... Any opportunity they have to make money, they will make it. Like, I guarantee you, when it comes down to it, a liberal Hollywood producer will make a conservative show if they know it'll make them money. I mean, the show Roseanne, the show that Tim Allen was on, Last Man Standing, any like conservative leaning show, like whenever they're canceled, the stars always come out and say, oh, well, the producers wanted to cancel anyway because they were leftists, like, because they know that there's an audience for it.
Right.
Just as a conservative, because I know a few conservatives within the fan film community who I won't out because I know they don't want that kind of information out there, but a lot of them have said, like, hey, I'm adding, like, some kind of leftist or liberal, stuff into my script so that, it throws people off so that they don't know and stuff like that. But, like, the thing is, you have to, make sure it works in the story. Anything in a film should work in a story, or a film, a movie, whatever. If it doesn't serve the story, then it just doesn't work. I mean, Hank and I, for, like, almost 3 years now. It'll be 3 years in January, which is crazy. We've been writing this Spider-Man script, this Spider-Man fan film script, and literally there's a million things that were in that script that we were like, hey, this like doesn't make sense anymore, this doesn't serve the story anymore, and we have to cut it or we have to change it. That's just kind of the nature of this stuff. So if you're going to add anything like that to a character, you have to make sure it fits the story and it's not just there, to get more people in seats. Because then ultimately, like I said, it's not really, helping LGBT people, it's using them.
And there are so many good ways to do it as well.
Yeah.
There are so many good, like, you could do it, like, you could have it, like, be a really good way. The thing for me is, like, I know I keep talking about the Sure shows. I just think that they're an awesome example of how you can do that, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Put political stuff into your stuff. Because, and the same actually would go for Joss Whedon. Joss Whedon's old stuff is very, very similar.
Yeah.
It's less politics related, it's more just character, but it's basically,
See, the funny thing with Joss Whedon is that, like, throughout his career, he always like claimed to be this big feminist because he was always like, we gotta stand up for women and we gotta have women there and we gotta have women, as equal to men and all that. And then it comes out that like he was cheating on his wife and like doing all this other stuff, and it's like, real feminist. But then again, that was according to his wife, and he did say that while a decent amount of what his wife said was true, that she did definitely fabricate a few of the details. So it's definitely a he said she said. But I mean, he didn't like from what I've seen from the allegations and stuff, he didn't like rape anybody or sexually assault anybody, but he like cheated on his wife. Is that kind of scummy? Yeah. Should he be fired for that? No.
Yeah. Well, I also really like Joss Whedon can say stuff about feminism because like he has really good female characters.
Oh, absolutely.
He genuinely has. I mean, he tried to make he tried to make Black Widow into a better character than she has been. You know what I mean? Like she would have actually had like at least something to work with. She doesn't really have much.
Yeah.
In the movies, but no, yeah, Joss Whedon definitely like does the same thing that I'm about to talk about that Sure does. He's like, it's chemistry. It's a lot about the chemistry. It's a lot of whenever jokes are happening, it's serving the story and the plot of the characters. Like if these two characters don't like each other, then they're going to be making jokes about not liking each other to each. There's going to be like a just little like quirky joke, like not just played off for comedic relief, but like you know what I mean. And so I think the same goes for like a lot of the Sure shows, like the Brooklyn Nine-Nine, The Office, Parks and Rec, Good Place. Like all these people have these differing opinions politically, morally, The Good Place, or like on government and stuff like that. But they don't like hate each other for the opinions. When they're talking about it, it's it's kept friendly. If they're fighting, they're not like fighting. They don't hate each other for the whole entire show. It's a good way. I feel like having them talk like actual humans and like having good chemistry and stuff like that, and like just is a good way to do it because
absolutely.
A lot of the times when you're with the Star Wars stuff and MCU stuff, they're not having them really talk about it or anything. They're not having the actors like have conversations, morally troubling conversations about these things. If they say something about it, it's super generic or something. And this is me saying that like I think that we could still go with leftist stuff. Yeah. There's a better, even then there's like a better approach.
But even with the MCU, when it comes to that whole thing, it's like anytime there is a moment like that, it's immediately just completely just thrown out the window because they throw in some joke, like in Endgame when you have like Hawkeye and Black Widow. Like that scene, I think is one of the best scenes in Endgame, in my opinion. I think it's one of the best scenes in the MCU, where Hawkeye as Ronin is killing all those Yakuza and shit, and he's like fighting that one dude at the bottom. Like, it's badass, dude.
Yeah.
That scene is just awesome. And then Black Widow comes in, and like they have this real like emotional, heartfelt moment, and I'm like, yes, like this is great. Like I really thought like the movie was like kicking back into gears, and then nope. Cut to Fat Thor. I had a dream last night. I was and then Lebowski jokes and Ratchet Raccoon jokes and no, you only the smartest guy on earth, pal. Chill out. Da 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 da. And then like 50 more jokes and then more montages and then time travel. I see this as an absolute win. Like what? And then like Captain America and Tony have this big falling out in Civil War that lasts. That's just kind of like shoehorned into the next movie. And then in Endgame, it's just like. Yeah, turns out, resentment is corrosive and I hate it, so we're friends again. Like, what? You couldn't actually have a scene of them, like, needing to become friends again? You just have Tony Stark pull up to the house and go, yep, we're friends, yo.
The other thing about the jokes is that, and this is something I think the MCU really needs to start learning from, like, Joss Whedon shows and stuff like that, and Sure shows, is...
Wait, by the way, guys, I'm gonna play one more game and then we'll cut it. Because I know you guys both gotta, go to bed.
But jokes should never be used, like especially jokes like that where it's like characters have to beat each other or something. Jokes should never be used to interrupt the flow of the story.
Yeah.
Now that's a lot for me to say because I'm making these stupid skits right now, but at the same time, they are just absolutely stupid. You don't have, like, I'm not trying to get you to care about the character.
Yeah, like you've kind of explained what the specific purpose of your skits are for.
Right. My skits are supposed to be. There's nothing. I'm not trying to get you to like think that these are like masterpieces, works of
No,
art.
you're just trying to get some people to laugh.
Yeah, they're purely just for comedy, so that's different. But for the MCU, when you're trying to make people care about these characters and stuff like that, when you have them joking and stuff like that, it should be to make. When there's jokes, it should be to make. Yes,
You'll see on the screen right now that Black Widow and Hawkeye, Kate Bishop, just took out an enemy. That's girl power right there, dude. Team up. See?
Bro, I can't wait to edit these highlights though.
Yeah, dude, this is gonna be fun.
This is we got deep in this, boys.
Yeah, dude.
We got deep in a bunch of combos.
But what I was gonna say
Guys,
is,
at least.
when you make a joke in the MCU movies, I feel like there's like two purposes for the joke. The joke should like be making the audience laugh, obviously. Like that's the reason for comedy. There's not a problem with making the audience laugh. But it should also be serving the story. It should be, it doesn't always have to be serving the story, but it should never interrupt the flow of the story. Definitely.
Like, look at High Top Films' video on Endgame. Now Hank and I don't agree with High Top Films on everything. We like some of his videos, we don't like some of his videos, but he and I kind of disagree and agree here and there on his videos, but we do like some of his stuff. And in his Endgame video where he said that Endgame didn't work for him or whatever, he mentions that the way that the Russos and Marcus and McFeely write jokes is they write them like a sitcom because they all have experience on sitcoms, whereas Joss Whedon does not pause the movie to make a joke. He lets the joke fit with the scene.
Yeah.
Which the Russos and Marcus and McFeely don't do. They just like.
And if the characters are like joke arguing, I know I keep bringing it up. Sorry, I'm talking about the same. I'm just talking about the same things over and over again. I think.
You might have to discuss that on your solo Carter stream.
Yeah. Wait, what? What? Solo Carter stream?
Yeah, remember we said we'd do some solo Carter streams at one point?
We did?
Yeah. You remember that, Hank? Remember Carter Owenly stream?
Oh, yeah. Dude, I was really high on nicotine when you were talking to me about that. I totally forgot about all that.
Oh, you were all nicked up from your vape?
Yeah, I was all nicked up. I was all faked up.
Yeah, I think you have my number. You can phone me up. We can come to my place. I have a pool in my backyard. We can go for a swim, bake some cookies. The usual.
He said that for so long too.
Yeah.
I was surprised at how long he was saying that. Oh yeah, I totally wanted Brandon to react to the burrito.
To which one?
The burrito skit.
Yeah.
Hey, someone's in the chat.
Who's in the chat?
Someone with a weird name. Said Bo Jump.
Yeah, what's his name? Otgon Sock? Okay, Hank, you're a moderator, so this dude says something out of line. Ban his ass.
Oh, you know what?
Stream.
Put him in timeout.
Yeah, put him in timeout.
Like the stream, Brandon.
What happened?
He disliked the stream.
Cool. Thanks for the dislike, bro.
Very funny.
Hey, you guys handle it better than I handle getting dislikes. I get all salty, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna poop my pants.
Jesus, Carter.
What?
I said jeez, Carter.
It says Carter Owen parentheses pause. Wait.
That was when I was gonna pause my channel, but then no one really even cared. So I was like, okay, because I'm not pausing it. It was like the original thing was that with the I'm back video or I'll be back video was that I was gonna pause my channel and then rebrand it was the whole and no one cared, so it's just all right, I'll just start fresh because that's the whole reason why I'm doing it. It's just to start fresh. So
let's see what this guy has to say.
my channel has a lot of haters on it. I know that like if I just rebrand it then I'm just gonna get more dislikes again. So I decided that I would just make a new channel instead. Because I have 400 subscribers.
Oh yeah, have you guys seen? Oh wait, I think we thought. Have you seen Psych?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great one.
I love Psych, man. Man, do you know they're announcing a Psych the movie? You know about all that?
What? Yeah.
There's some cool Psych news.
Yeah,
Who's
they
throwing
made
rocks?
two movies.
What the hell?
I think Ralph Macchio was in the first one.
Gus, you don't tell me you're not excited about pancakes? I can't believe you're making that woman make us pancakes, Sean. I love Gus. Gus is my favorite. Dude, that guy that plays Sean, I always thought that he would play like a really cool Johnny Storm. He would like really work well. I get older ones, but
Oh yeah, Ralph Macchio is a cop in the first movie. I never saw them. Yeah, why didn't
I still haven't finished Psych. I need
Yeah, I've been on the third season for the longest time. Yeah, I've been able to watch it.
I don't know. It's hard for me to get into TV shows. It really is.
Yeah.
You know, same dude.
Am I telling the truth?
Love been you working the thinking like you at the end. I know, you know.
I know.
In between the lines, there's a lot of obscurity.
You know what a really cool episode is?
Designed to maturity. Is it
Episode
right?
with the multiple personality disorder guy. That was a really cool one.
Yeah. So, Hank, how long did you time him out for?
What's up?
How long did you time him out for?
How long was I what for?
How long did you time him out?
I don't know. Just timed him out for whenever it was.
Alright. I died.
Timed out for 300 seconds.
Alright, cool.
Feels like it's.
Ooh, there's Andy Samberg news. Let me check.
I know you know I'm not telling the truth.
I know, you know. Whoa. I can't sing right now, by the way.
When it's a deception, learn how to bear. You will see the visions of the psych, you know.
Right at the end. Andy Samberg news. There's
He wrote boo junk.
What?
That's the guy who commented
Just
on it.
now?
No, that's what he had wrote on the stream. It looks like he wrote
Yeah, he
boo
said-
junk.
Message deleted by Brando. He deleted one of Carter's messages?
He said something that would have gotten us canceled.
Oh, yeah, true.
Oh, I said gay?
Yeah, nice job, Carter.
Wait, did I say gay?
Yes!
Oh, okay. I don't even remember.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. It's John McClaney and Andy Samberg. Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers. They're in a new movie. That's what the news was. Andy Samberg is being cast in a movie called Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers. And John McClaney.
Alright, you guys think that was enough for streaming today?
I suppose. Don't want to put up with Mr.
Yeah.
Mr. Troll.
Don't feed the trolls, gentlemen.
Mr. Troll, come at me.
Don't feed the trolls,
The
gentlemen.
Octon Skong guy.
Yeah, I don't know. What kind of name is that, dude?
Octon
Yeah,
Skong.
real creative.
Real creative. It's probably something backwards or something.
I don't know, man, but I need a cigarette.
Alright, we'll let him go out and smoke his cigarette, and we will see you guys next time.